So I was saying my daughter is 22 years and she has not done any 10, 12, college, nothing. She's been an open learner literally throughout, and she continues her journey. And my son is 16 years and he's also never been to school. And he's right now majorly into football. So that's what he does all the time. He plays football. So that's, and obviously I'm part of Arohi, which is a community where uh, families come together who are primarily interested in exploring open learning for the whole family. Obviously, that means children as well as parents are exploring open learning as a way to not just learn, but also live. So uh, I am currently in the campus of Arohi. So Arohi operates both through a campus as well as online through a virtual community, because not everybody can come here. Right. So that's enough of my introduction. I would like you to come on the mic and give a small introduction. If you can come on video, that's even better. So we kind of get connected. Oh, Dwiji is there. That's nice. Dwiji is one of our community parents. So yeah. Others, Amir, Bharat, Bindu, Gayatri, would you like to just quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, Ratnesh. This is
Hi.
Bindu. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just started out with Jagriti sessions from Arohi. I'm part of the 55th batch, and I've been learning a lot through the videos and through every week sessions. And I have a 5-year-old. We stay in Bangalore. I have a 5-year-old son who is autistic and nonverbal. So he is attending some sort of a school. I mean, an hour every day, but I see that he doesn't really enjoy the classes because it's online, and his way of learning is more of hands-on and observing and seeing. I mean, learning things by himself mostly. So so he started reading at the age of 2. Like he started picking up books. I mean, I don't know if he reads because he's not speaking yet. So he likes books too. Go through books and then point at pictures, point at words. So I ask him questions and he uses a device to answer. So we are using a software for him to communicate, where he can click on pictures and that's converted to speech. So text to speech kind of thing. So he's now also typing. So my main thing is because he can learn by himself a lot. So I would like to explore the option of open learning for him. Maybe have him at home and provide him with an environment where he feels safe, does not have any sensory issues. I mean, he had a lot of sensory problems when he was going to a physical school. So that's why I'm here to get some advice and also learn more about open schooling and how it would help my kid build his skills. Thank you.
Thank you. That was nice. Thank you, Bindu. Others, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Gayatri. I'm actually, along with my husband, like he is Pradeep. So we are actually new to this open learning.
Yeah.
So we are just trying to explore, like, the things which are available. We are actually new, and I just came across like few minutes ago through your site and quickly enrolled to find out more. Exactly like 2 minutes before. Yeah,
just in time. Yeah. So it was just like 2 minutes before this webinar that we actually looked into it. So we have a daughter. She is going to be 9 this September. She's in class 4. She's doing formal schooling. Again, online these days. But then we're trying to explore open learning. Because she is unlike other kids. We honestly we don't really have teaching her is not a burden. She's a self learner. She does pretty much everything. Give her a mobile, she can Google and find a lot of things. In fact, in this last 1 year of she being at home, I've learned a lot of new words from her than me teaching her. So I thought we really wanted to give it a try and know a little more about open learning. That's the
Sure,
entire.
sure. Okay. Thanks, Pradeep and Gayatri.
Thank you.
Others, yeah, Amir, Bharat, Dinesh, would you also like to share?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I am Shafrin.
Yeah,
Spoken.
Shafrin.
Yeah. I wanted to actually homeschool my kids because of me. Myself being studied from a best school, from best colleges and all. After I got married, I realized that I was so dumb. So that is when I realized like I don't want to make them fall in the same trap, my kids. So I want them to explore more something, the knowledge that is very beneficial to them, that is needed to them. I feel like these mainstream schools doesn't give any useful curriculum. They don't have anything not that makes the child to think. So that is what I personally have experienced in my schooling and college, though it was the best. So I just want to homeschool them, but then I do not know like where to start, because it is so overwhelming when we look at the internet. There's a lot of homeschooling guides and all. There's like a Waldorf, you have Montessori. I don't know where to start itself. So that's when I wanted to like end up here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can help you get started.
Yeah, sure. Looking forward to it.
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Shafrin. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Shafrin, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, thanks. Maybe you can just rename it in the chat for my visual benefit. Sorry, you rename in the Zoom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to share? We have, okay, Anaga has also joined. If you want, we're just introducing ourselves, Anaga. So, yep, you are in time. Dinesh, would you like to share? Dinesh and Bharat?
Yes, this is Jayalakshmi.
Yeah, Jayalakshmi.
நான் தமிழ்ல பேசலாங்களா?
Well, at least I wouldn't be able to understand much, but I think
Okay.
I think Vijay, can you help with Tamil? Not so much.
Okay. I have 5 years old Charan Krishna.
Yeah.
And I have one boy and one girl. I'm a part of this 55th batch. Okay, so I will improve myself to learn something. I'm improving by my parenting style. That's why I'm joining here.
Okay. Sure. Welcome.
Okay, I have some questions also there. So
please,
after that.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not sure.
That's okay. We'll get into discussions and we can have as many questions. Yes, Bharat.
Okay.
Sorry, okay, that's Jayalakshmi. Okay, Anaga and Dinesh, would you also like to introduce?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, actually I missed something. I just logged in and...
Sure. No, we were just all introducing ourselves, each one of us, so you can also just share. Yeah,
myself Anaga Shirkedkar, and I have a 3.5-year-old boy named out. Yeah, actually I've attended your sessions previously as well. But somehow I missed out some of them.
Sure.
In between, yes. And I'm glad I'm here again.
Great. Yeah, welcome.
Sir, one more, I would just want to ask that your center has been opened or still you are going with ROEX?
ROEX or the virtual community will always be on. The campus, we are looking into it as to can we open it maybe by beginning of next month. So we are still working on it. I can't make a commitment right now. There's a team that is working on it. So yeah, we'll have to go take care of all the government guidelines and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. If ever it again starts, we would like to visit.
Sure, sure. You're most welcome. Well, we will let you know. We have a Telegram group, so you can join there. That a kind of a Telegram channel. I'll post the link. That way, you
Yeah,
can quickly know an update on whenever we are opening, or you can
okay.
check the website. Both the places it will be updated.
Sure,
Yeah.
sir, sure.
Okay. Anybody else would like to introduce? Ruchi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, my name is Dwiji. I'm a part of the Arohi community. My daughter goes to Arohi, has been going for a couple of years. And I need, I myself am a self-directed learner, and I have been quite active with, wearing multiple hats at the same time, and also trying to juggle many different things. So one of that is about talking about open learning and conveying more and more about, or what shall I say, seeding more questions about open learning in the minds of people who come asking for answers. So I hope at the end of this session also you will go back with some newer questions, hopefully not the same old questions, but some newer questions that you can ask the people in your own family and your own open learners within yourselves and within your family, and look forward to the conversations today.
Thank you, Dwiji. Great. So what I would do is, as I customarily do, is take about 7-8 minutes to do a quick introduction to open learning. And then we can move on to the questions and answers, right? So, well, I'll not take too much of your time so that you can get maximum time to ask your questions and different people can respond. Dinesh is introducing father of 6-year-old kid. Welcome, Dinesh. Okay, so let's quickly talk about open learning. So the first thought that I want to share is, before we even go into open learning, is this kind of a clarification that there's so many terms. Somebody calls it open schooling, unschooling, free schooling, free education, home education, open learning. There's so many terms. So please don't go by the terms because they don't mean really anything. What is really important to understand that there is a continuum. On one end is the very structured curriculum-driven kind of a schooling system that we have. And on the other end, you can have a very open child-driven structure or a child-driven curriculum, which is where the child is deciding and choosing something, which is what we call as open learning. And actually, in our journey, in any family's journey, you can move on this continuum at any point of time. You may go back to a structured one. You can have it semi-structured, less structured, more structured, no structure. Little child driving, little you driving, boat driving, only child driving, school driving, whatever. So all permutations, combinations are open, and which is why we call it open learning, because it's not like we are stuck on one end of the continuum. One can move in any direction. We look at life as options rather than trying to say that, oh, we have to only do this, like most of us just end up going to school. So that's like a unidimensional approach. What we are saying is, hey, there are many, many options available. Okay, so that's like a little clarification. So don't get lost in terms. We would be using the term open learning, but please feel free to use whichever term you are comfortable with. You call it homeschooling, unschooling, doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, where we started with asking this question: what is the purpose of education? And this was quite many years back when our children were very small, and we were also working with many other children. And when we asked ourselves this question about 15, 20 years back, the answers that came from, let's say, the society came that, oh, education is for learning. And then obviously, the more important one, it's for earning, to get a job or to get a career. And somehow this answer didn't really excite us. For what we realize is, finally, education has to do with living. So life and learning and education can be called as synonyms or the same thing, because that's finally what we do. We finally live. whether we are 6-year-old or 60-year-old, it doesn't matter. We are living, right? And that's what really matters. Yeah. When we think of education or learning in this way, that it is nothing but living, the thought that automatically came to our mind is, hey, in that sense, the child should lead himself or herself, because it's child's life. The child can decide what I want to do, what I want to learn, how I want to grow, which direction, what interest, and so on. And not only it's like a very interesting thought that, okay, let's make the child leader. It's also a very empowering thought, because then the child is the leader, as simple as that, right? And to us, that sounds very, very exciting. And also it kind of gives us a better perspective of what we would like to play a role of. Unlike when I was in a school, somebody else was leading me, you know what I mean? So when we start thinking in this way, we came up with 4 propositions. The first one is, if we want the child to be the leader, we don't need to bind the child with a curriculum. The child is capable, deciding, learning, whatever. The child is the leader, you know. So the child will decide. Why do we need to get stuck with that? Not only that, why do we need to teach the child? The child can decide how the child wants to learn, which in a way they decide to some extent. They can ask a peer, they can ask somebody to teach, they can use YouTube, they can just do something. So the children then learn in primarily their own ways of learning. And also when the child is the leader, then the child has to lead his or her own reflection or assessment, and nobody else needs to assess the child. We can always give feedback and the child can seek others' feedback, but the real journey is of self-reflection, which is what helps us throughout the life. So that ties in well. And finally, we look at any institution or even any exam or even any place, even any work, all of these are only options. Whether you need a degree or not is your choice, whether you want to do self-learning or apprentice, or maybe a combination of all of these. So we don't have to get stuck with, oh, everybody has to go to school, everybody has to go to college, everybody has to get a degree. No. We say, what does this child want? And this child want to or need is a degree, fair enough. Is a course, fair enough. Is a workshop, good. Apprenticeship, internship, so on and so forth. So there can be so many options. And that is what we really like, the beauty of open learning. Yeah. And let me show you a very quick 1-minute video of exactly this, different children kind of leading themselves in Arohi. This is a small video, a minute-long video made in Arohi by a child, basically seeing what other children, or rather filming what other children are wanting, or rather doing at this moment. So let's watch.
Connecting with people is amazing.
I like chit-chatting with my friends while eating.
An opportunity to take all the guests around the tour, around the campus.
Currently, I'm working on improving myself so that I can play in a club next year.
I get resources and support to fulfill my passion for sketching.
I sketch many things of animals, birds.
In Arohi, I am a guest and I can find my space here, pursuing my interest on upcycling.
I drum to express my emotion and it makes me feel lighter. In bird watching, I learn a lot of things. What is color of bird, and
I like the time when I spend with the community playing sports.
I spend time doing projects related to cinematography and video editing.
I like organizing trips in Arohi kyunki your opportunity is to organize trips.
Video making is awesome. It's productive and you get an awesome outcome.
I like to do electrical work. I've put many.
I connect with the planning here. Gives me clarity.
I like playing with the cats. I learn crochet and teach others crochet.
எனக்கு சமைக்கிறதுக்கு இங்க ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
All the resources here are new to me to explore.
Right, so that to us is a glimpse of what is open learning. And what we have done in Arohi is taken this concept of open learning and just created a community, because we realize that it's more fun, it's more enriching when we work together, because of the simple thought that, hey, it takes a village to raise a child. When each one of us interact with so many other people, both younger, older, all ages, all backgrounds, then it's much more, not just much more richer and fun, it's also much more, I would say, rewarding for each one of us. And so Arohi is a community and of open learners, right? Which means that the learners here connect with whoever they want to connect. So a 10-year-old interested in chess could be playing a chess with a 60-year-old, right? There could also be a lot of collaborations, people coming together, teaching each other, learning from each other, helping each other, supporting each other. Just an hour back at 4 o'clock, I was doing theater with a group of people and we were all having fun. It ranged from children from 8 years to my age. So there were all kinds of people in that group. There's also a scope of a lot of coaching and mentoring and supporting each other, which typically which happens actually across all ages. A child could be mentoring an adult could be mentoring a child, and a child could be mentoring a child, and so on. So there isn't really an age thing. More importantly, we see who can who has the need and who can guide and mentor. So the whole idea is to kind of co-create our journey. So it's not that I just have to do it all alone. Yes, I'm the leader for myself, but I still exist in this ecosystem where I can support, learn together, and kind of live together. So that's what Arohi is. There isn't one thing that Arohi is about. It's about each of the members bring in their own interests, their own desires, their own learnings. It's like how me and Vijay were discussing about today's theme, and Vijay said it's related to monsoon, and then I realized, and we were talking that, hey, how the rain doesn't just come in one form. It can form a small puddle, it can form a lake, it can form a pond, it can form a river, a stream, a rainbow. It can form so many things, right? And that is the beauty of life. So that is exactly what a community is, with so many of us having us being in so many different forms, and each one enjoying their form. No one form is kind of better than or need to be compared with anything else. So that's the kind of the theme for today, where each one is very unique and each one is wanting to create its own puddle, if you may call it. As I was telling earlier, we have a campus about 60 kilometers from Bangalore, which is not yet open, but hopefully things are better and we may be able to open in the beginning of August. I'm not promising anything, so you can have to check back with us. And also, we exist as a community in a virtual form, and we are very, very active. In fact, the day is jam-packed with activities. Obviously, the activities are not, there's no teaching, but it's more of people coming together and doing things. As I was telling you, I was doing theater at 4 o'clock with just a bunch of 7, 8 of us, which were doing. And because we want to do it, because that's our interest. It's not like a class somebody's teaching, it's just togetherness. So that's the Arohi virtual community. So that's Arohi for you. Dviji, you want to add a couple of lines quickly about the theme, and then we can move to questions.
Sure. So you already touched upon it, and I would also like to draw that parallel a little further. So the idea of the theme was not just about how we learn, but also the spaces that are created. So learning is like the rain, and you have various ways in which you can enjoy learning. And some kids might like to jump around in a puddle. Somebody might want to swim. Not that jumping around in the puddle is bad or that swimming is great. To each one, what they like. And the idea of open learning, the way we practice it in the Arohi community, is that we are trying to push that envelope and get into that zone where we are challenging ourselves to do better than what we were a little while earlier. So the objective of learning is learning and life. not necessarily to, build a ship or construct a dam or the best rainwater harvesting system in the world. So the idea is to enjoy, and the idea is also to make use of resources that are with us, for us, and rather than try to bring this ideal setup where we will do everything and the outcome will always be the way it is prescribed to be. And we all know that's not really true, that however much ideal the situation might be, there will be something or the other that will go off script, and the results are not always the same that was the way the photograph in the recipe says, right? So yeah, I mean, life is beautiful the way it is, and despite corona, I would say, despite COVID, and the idea of this session is to just have a discussion around open learning. Whatever questions you have, feel free to type it out or use the mic, come on video and share your question. And don't worry about any good question, bad question. Every question is a good question. The only question that is not good is the one that you didn't ask. So make sure you ask it so that it becomes good. Thank you.
Thanks, Dwiji. Thanks. And yeah, inviting more people to come on video so we can have a visual connect and we can have a little, it's more like a meetup. So it's like a discussion. So please come on and then we can see each other, talk to each other, relate to each other. Yeah, and as Dwiji was saying, you can use a mic or you can use chat to ask questions or just to share thoughts or your experiences, whatever you are looking from this little meeting.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, okay, here the child is the leader and he can choose from whatever interests him. But I want to know how we can create the environment for him to choose from at home, especially because we cannot take them out nowadays and all. So at home, how can we create that environment for them so that they can choose, like, this is my interest, this is my interest, or else what is the role of the parents in order to guide them to find their interest? This is my question.
Sure. See, I think the key word is co-create. So it's not that the child, just because the child is leader, the child is alone and, there is no such thing like that. And just because we are a parent, it doesn't mean that we have a higher or a bigger role. It's much more interesting to look at this thing like a co-passenger. It's like, just imagine you're traveling with somebody. Now, in a way, when I'm traveling, I am responsible for myself as much as I'm in a way responsible, or let's say, there for my co-passengers. And the co-passengers are also there for me. And still they are leading themselves. So when you say the word environment, I would say I'm not the right person to tell you how to create an environment. The best person to create that environment is you and your child. Right? You sit together and it's not going to be a one-time thing. It's an environment which gets created every single day. It could even get created every single hour or every single week or however you want. You sit together and you say, let's create this, let's bring this, let's take this out, let's modify this, let's look up this, let's ask for help, and so on and so forth. Everything goes, what gets co-created between you and your child, that's the most beautiful environment. And since you will have a lot of ideas and your child will have a lot of ideas and other family members a lot of ideas, if you add them up, that's the most beautiful environment. There is no prescription except for let's co-create it. It's a together journey. Yeah. So I would say, and somebody was asking, how do I start open learning? I would say exactly this way. Just sit down tomorrow with your child or today and say, what do we want to do? And that's it. That one question is actually a lifelong question, right? It will never stop. Every single day in the morning, you can ask that question to yourself, what do I want to do? So, and I can ask each other, what do you want to do? And that's why it's a lifelong thing. It's open learning is lifelong, because we ask this question with ourselves, even whether we are 53 years old or 10 years old or 5 years old, every single day. What do we want to do? And whatever we want to do, now we see how we can support, create opportunities for that, explore, experiment, and so on, right? That's the way to start, and that's the way to create environment, according to me, which is why there's no one answer in open learning. Each family will do it in their own unique way, and each family will keep on learning from other families. So it's an endless journey of permutation, combinations, and yeah, that's my thought. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's how I would say open learning works, kind of.
Yeah, sure. And one more thing, like, how do we deal with the pressure of the family members? Because they feel it is a sin not sending us to school. They, how much ever we try to, make them understand, they just don't understand. They feel like we are harming the child's future. We are, we are doing trial and error with the child's future. They tell all sorts of things. So how do we deal with that?
Okay. First of all, I would say let's not deal with that. There is nothing to deal. They are our co-passengers. Let's include them without feeling that we are somewhere, we know better kind of thing, or we know superior, or our ideas are better than theirs. I think the whole idea is to take all the ideas together. They may seem contradictory, or they may even are contradictory, but that's okay. Life is full of contradictions, and there is no need to kind of polarize ourselves in one direction or the other. We can actually take both of them together, right? See what is more important is to engage in conversations with your various family members. How do they learn? What do they like about learning? How do they want to live? How does anybody like to live? What are the different choices? What are the different careers? How did they learn something? Let's say a family member is 35 years old or 55 years old or whatever. So how did you learn? So the more conversations we have, I think, again, as a larger family, you will co-evolve your own journey of open learning, which could, at the beginning, may even be more structured, right? Which you may personally not want. You may want less structured, more child-driven, but the other family members want more structure. So you may start there. But because of the conversations, because of constant exploration and togetherness, it will evolve in its own shape. Right? See, if I come from a right way of doing it, then I polarize myself, because then by definition, everybody else is wrong. But if I come with a co-creation perspective, then everybody is right. Right? And I think that's more interesting. More, I think Dwiji wants to add, and he's always adding something of value. So over to Dwiji.
I don't know about value or not.
Dwiji, volume low, value high, volume low. We need volume also high, value also high.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. The idea of convincing others is also in some sense a good challenge for us to see as a learning opportunity. As in, what is it that we are trying to achieve, right? We are trying to achieve the best outcomes that are possible for children, right? But as Ratnesh has been talking about it, I guess you would have put your finger on the fact that it's not just for the children that you're doing it. You're doing it as a way of improving ourselves too. So as we go through this process, we are also looking at how we can learn better, how we can do better. So any such pursuit needs a challenge, and you have a challenge right in front of you, where you have to get your family members on board, or you have to get them, you have to get on board their boat in order to understand what would be the right way to go. And I would just approach this from a learning perspective rather than just looking at it as, okay, how do I convince them about this? So what is it that you can learn out of this exchange that Ratnesh said we have to engage on? And also the idea of learning more, and the points that Ratnesh made about how did they learn? What are the things that they are using today? Or what are the things, assuming that they are your parents and elders, that made them successful or brought them to the stage that where they are today? And try to walk it back and identify, okay, you didn't really learn this in school, or did you learn this in school? That kind of a conversation, a more relaxed conversation where you're genuinely interested in knowing how they learn things and how they live life. So that kind of an exchange is also enlightening for us, because many a time we children didn't get a good window into the lives of our parents and grandparents. So yeah, so I think that's a good learning opportunity to have, where you have to convince your family, where everyone is not thinking the same way. It would be such a boring world if everybody thought the same way. No, I mean, there wouldn't be any conversations, there wouldn't be any arguments, there wouldn't be any debates. So yeah, that's a few thoughts that I came to my mind. I hope that was useful, Shafreen.
Thanks, Viji. Yes, definitely more fun to have different point of views. Absolutely. More questions, and if more people can come on video, that would be nice. Me and Viji keep talking to each other, but if there are more faces to look at and kind of interact, that makes us feel we are part of a group. Thank you, Anaga. Yeah, questions, more thoughts.
Sir, I just wanted, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Anaga.
Should I?
Yes.
I just wanted to ask that I'm residing at Nagpur,
Mm-hmm.
and last year we just tried. We are going with the open learning with Avadut from last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a great response from him, and he is a wonderful child. He is very curious, explores everything. He want to explore each and everything.
Sure.
So yeah, so he loves cooking right from he was 1.5 years. So I've started cooking with him, so that
Nice.
he can and he has started revising the methods I'm using for the cooking. So if anyone asks him how to cook a dal, that
Yeah.
palak dal, he
Yeah.
can tell the recipe.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is just what she said earlier. I don't know her name. It was just hearing her. Yeah. So I don't face the same problems, but the thing that you just take them into your, as Ratnesh sir said, they are the part of our life. You just grab them with you. They will go with your flow. The elders who are at your home, just grab them with the process. Allow them to do the same thing. Do not say that we are going for the open learning. We are not going to do the curriculum activities and all. Just take them along with you and allow them also to do the same. They will know what the results are, and they will allow you to do the same.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, when they also experience it, and if they like it, they will automatically get aligned. Yeah.
Now the thing is that we are at the same platform.
Yeah.
So they are also involved in the same activities we were wanting for our child. He almost he has started going to our farmhouse right from he is 1.5 years, and now he knows what is the terms used for the farming, bijamrut, and all that things. He knows everything what we do. So the thing is that is the learning. What other thing we want?
Yeah.
That is learning. What else we should do? The only teaching of ABCD is not the learning. Actually,
yes.
we are getting that. We are getting that with the flow. I'm just experiencing each day is different for him. He learns every moment. At every moment, he learns at every day, and simultaneously we are learning from him.
Yep, I think that's even more important. Yes,
Actually,
amazing. Yeah.
Just simple. yesterday we were doing an activity, and when I have seen a craft activity, and I told him we are going to do this activity. So should we do? He said yes, we should do. I just showed him a bunny. It was a bunny made up out of a paper plate. So we just grabbed the things we required, and that bunny had two teeth here, teeth, and it was like a just two lines. And he said, "Why he is paused?" I thought, what is he saying? I just got a click. Oh my God! It was a pause button. The tip shown was like a pause button, and I was, oh my
Amazing.
God! It was truly amazing. It was truly amazing, and I said, oh my God! Even I wouldn't have got that thing, and he showed me, wow, why is he paused? Really, oh shit! What is that? I have learned it from him. What was that? It was just a simple thing. I didn't notice, but he noticed that.
Right. Thank
that
you.
is the thing.
That is so nice, Anaga. Yeah, it's always so. Yeah, go ahead, please.
And one more thing, sir, I just actually wanted to tell you that with all these inspirations from Aditi ma'am, you, and even other communities which I have hearing a lot to them, we just wanted. एक मिनिट मानो, एकच मिनिट मी बोलते, एक मिनिट, हे बघ मी बोलते त्यांच्याशी, एक दोन मिनिट हाय करताना. हाय
हाय.
तुझं नाव सांगून दे.
अवधूत सिद्धेश शिरकेटकर.
My name is Rat.
ते कोण आहेत माहितीये का? ते रत्नेश करतायत. कोण आहेत? हा, मी 2 मिनिटं त्यांच्याशी बोलते, मग तुझ्याशी बोलते. ओके? हा,
मला ऐकूच
नाही थांब ना. हा, आजी बोलत.
तो लाल जेसीबीला सुगून मारने दिलेला, तू त्याला दोरी लावली.
हा.
So
just a second.
Sure.
Beautiful experience. Yeah. And now we need to find the play button somewhere.
Maybe that's our nose, Vijay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why is the play button turned upside down? Yeah. Or turned around? Yeah.
Yes. Actually, sorry for the interruption. He was just telling me the situation, what he wants to.
Sure.
I just wanted. Actually, we were trying to go for this open learning type community in Nagpur. I'm residing at Nagpur, and I just wanted to know that do you know anyone from Nagpur or who is interested, the people like us, like-minded people, parents who would like to go for this open learning and all these things. If you have anyone, can you just connect with us?
Sure. So Anika, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Just give me one moment.
Yeah.
So I will, we will keep it in mind. But what I will also suggest is there are many WhatsApp and Facebook and Telegram groups of open learners. Maybe you can post a query there. That is there anybody from? I'm sure there are people from Nagpur. Yeah. But yeah, I will also keep in mind. Normally, I don't know too many people's cities. So but I can see if I can find out if there's anybody else.
Actually, we thought doing a learning with a single child or doing a learning with 20 to 25 people, it would be more effective. Actually, we have place, we have resources and all these things.
Wow.
We just wanted that they should get the proper direction, nothing else. So we were searching for the parents who would get involved in this.
That's great, Anika. And like Ratnesh said, there are a lot of online communities where you can send a message and you'll probably get more responses from social media than from Ratnesh or me. Because, I mean, just that there are way more ears and eyes paying attention online than the two pairs that Ratnesh and I have. So so yeah, I mean, do post, and we will also circulate the word, spread the word, and
Sure.
completely agree with you that doing it in a community is much more fun than doing it by yourself. And that's the whole idea of the Arohi community as well. So happy to connect.
Sure. I'm also glad I'm connected here.
Yeah. And if you are wanting to be part of Arohi community from Nagpur, you can start from there. And as and when you can get more families into your physical space, that would be equally or even more amazing, because then you will get a physical connect with more people.
Yes, I think I have to get connected through Arohi X.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, yeah.
Okay, I will go through it once and I will get connected to you, sir.
Okay, thanks, Anaga. More questions, more thoughts? People here, whatever are your questions, let's see how best we can.
Hi, Ratnesh,
Yeah,
I have a
Bindu.
question.
Yeah, Bindu.
So as a parent, what are the changes in perspectives that we should have when we plan to homeschool or open school our children? I mean, we have a set notion, right? Because we were brought up by parents who were heavily relying on structured education. And Dviji, by the way, I was in 8, so I would like to say hello. And I have interacted with you on emails maybe, but this is the first time I'm seeing you. So nice to see you.
Superb. Hi.
Yeah, my husband and me both were with AID. He was in Chicago, I was in Philadelphia. So I have.
Okay. It's a small word. Huh?
Yeah.
See, Anaga, this is how we'll just connect. Don't worry, right? You will connect with people. It will happen. Right. The connections.
So just that I just want to know, I mean, because I studied here in India and then I went to US for studying and then came back again, did another degree here and whatnot. But when I see my child, I don't know if that's the path he would like to take because of his own challenges.
Sure.
I am yet to find an educator who would accept him as he is and give him allow him to use an alternate way of communication and allow him to learn that way. So the thing is, I am trying to educate myself on how to help him learn in the house and kind of connect him with people and provide some, a kind of an environment where he can learn. So I need some change in perspective. That's what I'm looking for. So if you can provide some pointers on how I should not pressurize my child and maybe just allow him to explore. But the challenge I have is he doesn't ask me questions like other typically growing children. So I have to guess what he's trying to learn, what he might be curious about. So I have to keep observing him all the time. It's like my 24/7, I'm looking at him and trying to understand what he's trying, where he's directed at.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what I would like to know.
Well, I don't know if I have an answer to that. You are, I would say, already doing it. The main answer is always observe the child, and you are anyway totally doing that with all your efforts. I'm sure you are already thinking of lots of things. I would just continue that. I would just say you are on it. There is nothing else. We don't have to worry too much about our own baggage, our own thoughts. Yeah, the child in due process will question us in many different ways, question our own thinking, our own beliefs. Still we are open. And if you are observing, you are automatically, kind of saying, I'm open to my child showing me a completely different way of looking, learning, living. So I think that again is beautiful. Yeah. So I don't have a answer to that. But what I like about let's say open learning is the moment I think the child is the leader, right? Irrespective of any child, any age, any way of doing it, like how your child is, you say, is non-verbal. So what? Meaning, if the child is non-verbal, that is how this child is. And if this is how this child is, but the child is still the leader. And if I consider that as the core of it, that the child is the leader, then everything else which you are already doing, following him, observing him, connecting with him in different ways, offering him different things, and it will just grow from there, as simple as that. So yeah, I would say continue to enjoy. Right. I think, yeah, we need not kind of put that, oh, I have a lot of responsibility, I need to do this. I think we need to just more relax, because the more we are relaxed, the more we are with the child, and the more we are with the child, the more the child can use us, not in the negative sense use us, but kind of enjoy our co-passenger status, enjoy our strengths, and use it to his or her benefit. So that's the way I would look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, plus you are already with us in Jagriti journey. We'll see what all we explore there. Yeah, that's another place where we kind of try and explore our own self as a parent. Yeah, also, I'm very sure what you're already doing is that you are already connected with other families, other parents, any family. It doesn't matter whether they are open learners, schoolers, whatever. Again, it doesn't matter, because from everywhere we can learn from every family how they are doing it, what all they are doing, and we can adapt it to our situation. So there's so much to learn just by observing the child and then observing the world around us. That's what I have experienced in a community setting, because there's so much to learn. For example, I've learned so much from Dwiji here. So that I'm just taking one example. So it just every family keeps adding to my own understanding of myself, my child, and learning. So that's the beauty of being in a community. Did you want to add something?
No, I think I'll connect with Bindu offline. So yeah.
Okay, sure. Sure.
There's a question on chat, if you want to take that.
Yeah. Bharat is asking, kids are watching cartoons, television. I think that's Jayalakshmi asking. Yeah. Kids are watching cartoons, television, games, YouTube. What are you thinking, beliefs, thoughts about that? Is it healthy? Well, I don't know whether it is, what is healthy and what is not. That's like little, why I'm saying that is because I can have my opinions. I'm not saying I don't have my opinions, but that's just still my opinion. Somebody else can have a different opinion about what is healthy, what is not. But I would say that is the reality. Our generation wasn't born with a tab in my father's hand, right? But they are born with mobile phones and televisions and whatnot in their parents' hand. So, it's not even, they didn't bring it in their hand, they didn't come in their world with a gadget in their hand. We were around them with a gadget in their hand. So, mind you, it's nothing to do with healthy, unhealthy. It's more to do with, that's the environment that's today. That's the reality. That's where we are born with. And so we have to see how we connect, relate to that. And again, I'll go back to the same keyword, that is co-create. Yeah, anything, whether it's technology, whether it's anything, whether it's clothing, whether it's career choices, whether it's time management, whether it's honesty. Now, these are all different concepts, right? What do I do with any of these concepts? I co-create with my child. We discuss, we debate, we argue, we fight, we sometimes I agree to him or her, and sometimes he agrees to me. Sometimes both of us don't agree. Sometimes both of us don't speak. Sometimes we speak at length. That's life. What else is life? I don't know if there's anything other than all of this masala, right? And that will continue to happen, not just with television, games, cartoons, YouTube. It will happen with everything in your life. Whether it's money, whether it's, can I play in the rain? No, don't play in the rain. No, you will get a cold. It's COVID times, all those arguments. And then there's heated arguments. And if the child may show on his phone how playing in the rain is beneficial for a child. In today's world, they can come us and show us, see here, somebody says it's okay. So I hope you're getting my sense. It's not about any of these things. It's about this beautiful journey. And if we can jump in the ring with them, like a co-passenger, and kind of jostle it and love it out and hug it out and figure it out, I think that's what it's all about. So, and that to me is healthy. When there is lots of conversation, lots of fights, lots of loving, lots of care, lots of everything, lots of love, lots of hate, lots of everything. That to me is healthy, or rather a complete diet, right, of life. I don't know if I made any sense.
I would like to just put in another one small point, that it's not just that they are born with it, they are going to live with it way longer than we have lived with it, or we will live with it. So in some sense, just think of it this way, that if practice makes a person perfect, then what percentage of years of your life have you had practice with this versus them? So it's more about, like Ratnesh said, trying to communicate the fact that there's a world beyond just the YouTube or cartoons or something else. And also that, there are a lot of things that we ourselves can pick up from these things, which can give us avenues to learn and explore and discover. So, for example, recently I was, my daughter is 11 years old, and she's also quite, to put it mildly, addicted to devices, just like I am. So, like most of us are. And so she was exploring, she was looking at watching something, and I asked her to change, and then she said, no, I want to watch this. I said, okay. And I just checked what she was watching. And that, I have my own way of looking at things. So after that, I, caught on to some concept that they were talking about. And it actually helped me solve some problem that I was facing with in my technical field. Not that the answer was there, but that the way of thinking, the way in which they were exploring, the way in which they presented, that kind of gave me that idea. And that was the kind of like a springboard where I could bounce off and solve some problems. So I wouldn't always look at YouTube bad, cartoons bad, studying good. That's not true. I mean, we didn't do that when we were growing up. We would go out and play whenever we had a chance, or go into the kitchen and help in the kitchen whenever we had a chance, and stay away from the books. I mean, or watch the TV as well. Of course, we all grew up with TV, most of us at least. I don't know about you, Ratnesh. But no, Ratnesh is not that old. But anyway, so like Ratnesh said, it's about negotiating and discussing and co-creating, rather than just saying this is good, that is bad. So yeah.
I would like to add here as well. So my son could pick up alphabets and numbers by the age of 2, and that is all thanks to cartoons. Because if I had to teach him, I don't know how I would have taught him, because I was not able to connect to him at all at that age. Now he listens to me and he understands what I say, but I would give credit to all the cartoons he watched. And then he started adding numbers and all this by himself. I didn't sit with him ever and teach him anything. And he watches a lot of stories now where he understands how the characters talk to each other. I don't know how much he comprehends, but he really likes such videos. So although the time I allot to him, I mean, I don't allow him to watch it for like hours, but I would definitely give him some screen time, maybe a few minutes every day, or up to half an hour every day. So a controlled screen time is good, I would say.
Thank you. Yeah. So again, as Bindu is saying, so every parent would have their own, own healthy, unhealthy part of thing. And I again throw it back to you. It's your family thing. It's your co-creation. And it won't be stationary. It won't be fixed. It will keep on changing, keep on evolving as you as a family evolve. Yeah, but please have lots of fights, lots of discussions, lots of debates. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the spice of life. Stay healthy. That's the trick. Right. Okay. More questions. Shafrin is asking me how to take this forward in terms of joining the ROE community. I'm just typing a message for you and with some options. The person to connect for you is Leela. Her number is there in the chat. You can call her, WhatsApp her, or you can always reach out to me or our email ID. So, right. So this all this information is there on the website. So you don't have to copy it from here. But if you want a quick reference, please do that now. Yeah, let's move on to more questions or more thoughts, more sharings. There are some more new people have ended in. So please go ahead, ask. Arundhati is there, Irli is there, and Jigna is there. So yeah, Pradeep, you are there. Go ahead, please ask us questions or just share your thoughts. If you have some concerns, you can share your concerns. Or if you have been thinking about something, that's the whole idea.
So Ritesh, Pradeep here.
Yeah, Pradeep.
So like I said, my daughter's going to be 9 this September, and she's just exposed to formal learning. Although she does, like all parents have said, thanks to YouTube and cartoons and a lot of these things, because I studied in Bangalore, but my first language was Kannada, right? And Hindi is like a challenging subject for me, and although my wife can help her out, but that's exactly how she ended up learning Hindi as a language, without us teaching her. So my question is, or what I'm confused is, like I said, we just started exploring this a couple of minutes ago, and
Sure.
got to this right on time. So since she's exposed to 8+ years of formal education, what do you think is the best way to approach her and expose her to open learning?
Pradeep, last webinar, we had one of our community member. Her name is Avani. She's about, I think, around 9 years, 10 years old. Very similar to your daughter's age. And if she was here, what she would have told, or rather what she said to your thought process. What she said was very interesting. She said she would have told you that she's already an open learner. On Saturdays, she's an open learner. On Sundays, she's an open learner. Whenever there is no school, there's an open learner. At 8 o'clock, she's an open learner in the night. At 6 o'clock in the morning, she's an open learner. Only the time when somebody says, now you have to study whatever I'm telling you, leave that time out. So please calculate how many hours in a week is that. Leave that out. Everything else, she's an open learner. So she's already doing it. She's not new to this. You give her an hour and she'll come up with, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and I want to do this, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So she's already, and this is an answer not from me, this is from Avani. If you go from last webinar's recording, which is there on the website, all the previous recordings, she has exactly said that we are all open learners on weekend.
True.
So that's how I would say. So don't worry about that at all. Don't think in those ways that, so you are an open learner, Pradeep, Gayatri is an open learner, and your daughter is an open learner. So we already have 3 open learners. Now you need to decide how much you want to expand it. In the sense, do you want to do open learning 24/7, or you want to have some part of structured schooling and the rest open learning? That mix is yours to decide, the continuum that I was talking at the beginning. Right, you can be somewhere in the middle, then you may go more towards schooling and structure, or you can even reduce it to 0, like some of us have done. It really depends on you as a family, because you together will co-create that.
Right.
Just a minute, Pradeep. How old is your daughter?
9.
She's going to be 9. Yeah.
Yeah. So she hasn't gone through 8 years of structured learning, thankfully.
Not really. Yeah. Roughly about, I would say,
4 years.
Yeah. 5
Yeah,
years, 6, 5
even in
years.
4 years, if you calculate the number of hours, they're very
Exactly.
less. Leave
Yeah.
out all the holidays and all the nights and everything else, it's very, very small percentage.
Yeah.
So she's inquisitive. That's the reason why I'm actually trying to, explore open learning. She's very inquisitive, and I'm just like that. I just can't keep myself quiet. I work in technology space, so every time I'm constantly exploring. I'm always in front of my system, trying to explore, learn something new.
Yeah.
And
So great to see that you have gone beyond technology as well.
Oh, that one, yeah, absolutely. So I'm just trying to get her exposed to this open learning as well. So I'll just, like another parent just said, it's just that initial confusion. You just don't know where to start because you've had a formal education. So it's that confused state of mind, not knowing where to start or how to start.
Yeah, I'm glad you have already started, because you have. The fact that you have searched and 2 minutes ago or 25 minutes ago you made a decision that this is worth your time and you're here, so that's good. So do check out the website. There's a lot of resources there, and there are a bunch of videos as well that you can share. But frankly, like Ratnesh was saying, she's already an open learner. It's more like you have to clue yourself into the various things that she's already doing and learning, than about introducing open learning to her. Because any person, not just a child, any person learns out of their own direction or discretion, because you have to live life, and not everything is taught in school, right? And many a time we choose lines of career which are outside of what our formal education has been in. So and there are many of us. I mean, in the tech field, I'm pretty sure you didn't learn any of the stuff that you're using today in your college classes.
Honestly, I'm a commerce student.
Oh, there you go. So,
but that's the technology we need, money. Sorry, that's just a joke.
Okay. So the idea is that, look at it from, not just from exposing her, my suggestion, and you can think about it, read about it, but also about, I can see that you're looking for us to give you confidence that this will work out. You have to find that answer. We cannot do that for you.
Right? Not a confidence. It's more to do with, like I said, it's a brand new thought. Yeah. It's a new thing that that I've just gotten exposed to. So like, I definitely have a lot of questions running in my mind, but then it's all premature. I'm still formulating that thought. I'm trying to get some answers. So I'm open to.
If you would like to articulate some of that, we can discuss that, unless others have some other questions. So,
but let me again reassure you, it is not new. Yeah. You have been doing it. Gayatri has been doing it. Your daughter has been doing it. It is just that now you are thinking of increasing its proportion in your life, right? So in that sense, it is not new, right? And it's not like an unknown territory. It's a known territory, just that you want to expand it more. That's all. That's all.
Or put it in a slightly more commercial sense, put more eggs in that basket.
Yes. Yeah, and exactly. And the mix, you decide how many eggs go in which basket.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but if you have more questions, please shoot, because typically what happens, anybody's question helps everybody. Yeah, so it's not about that your question is just limited to it will be helping everybody else who is part of this meeting.
Sure. Thanks, Ratnesh. Thanks, Vijay.
Yeah. So while Pradeep thinks about his questions, others, if you would like to jump in and ask your, not just questions, anything actually, share your concerns, views.
Yeah. So we also have some, I think Jigna has also been to earlier sessions, and Early has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Early, if you would like to share on chat or on my.
Yeah. Hi, Diji. I mean, I told it last week. I'm just loving to hear you both answer the questions. I mean, the first week I asked too many questions, but now the perspective which you share is just lovely. I'm putting all the work aside just to hear you both. I'm waiting for Jagriti's next thing to open
next
because I
batch.
have a small kid. I can't. I mean, attend those. So I'm waiting for the next session. When will I join? I'm waiting eagerly for that. And I'm missing Avani very badly today.
Yeah, I think his grandfather is not well, so she couldn't.
Oh,
join.
okay. Just so awesome words from a small little kid that all our grown-ups don't understand also. She's too awesome.
Yeah. There are more such, patakas in Arohi.
Also,
I would. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, last week itself, I thought of sharing the laugh which Ratnesh and Avani shares. No, we are all constantly. I'm constantly thinking how to do this, how to do that, what next. But when you both converse, it's just pure laughter, not much of analysis and all those things. Yeah,
I'm glad.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Any other questions, sharings? So one of the things that, one of the reasons why we decided to talk about, we didn't really discuss much about the topic of today's discussion in the questions in that sense. We kind of touched upon it, but not necessarily dwelled into it. So I would like to take a minute to pose some questions. See, during the introduction also, I mentioned about this fact that some kids might like to do, or some individuals might like to do it one way and others might like to do it a different way. And it's not that the bigger the waves, the better the waters, or that calmer the waters, the better the water, the better the pond or the lake. So one of the things that we constantly come across in our own ways of looking is that we approach it with a set notion of this is good, that is not good, and sometimes that is useful. I mean, if you're looking to today I got a bunch of mangoes, so if you're just looking at it from the perspective of, okay, what is the best mango to eat, you would look for something that does not have a blemish and there are no spots on it, it's all smooth and everything. But then if you're looking at it from understanding moths and how they grow or how it lays its eggs inside, getting a clean mango is not useful. It's quite boring because you won't find anything inside it. The same thing, when we approach it from a different perspective, it becomes very different. So if I'm looking for a river which is just flowing quietly, I can find it. But if I find a turbulent river and then want that to be quiet, then I'm setting myself up for failure, right? So do I go to a different river, or do I deal with this river and learn to see what this river is trying to tell me, right? So we can really think of ourselves and those we are with as forces of nature, and we really cannot control them, can we? I can't make a quiet lake choppy and create waves so that I can go surfing, nor can I quieten down a turbulent river. So do we insist on making them into quiet rivers and choppy lakes, or what do we do? How do we work with this? How do we live with this? How do we flourish with this? How are we going to laugh with this, right? How do we make our own lives better? So that's kind of the mindset with which we approach things when we are thinking of open learning. Not trying to make something the way we want it to be at that point in time, but rather try to see how they are as individuals and work with them to enrich our own lives and their lives too.
And to add to that, Dwiji, as you were saying, the rain is all the opportunities and moments and things falling, and it will fall differently, and it will be absorbed and assimilated differently with every form, whether it's a river or a lake or a sea. Right? So again, we don't need to even look at learning or living or moments as one, each one absorbing and each one creating ourselves with that rain of life that we have.
Totally. Yep. Okay.
Cool. We could get in some philosophy today.
I was about to say, Avni nahi hai to hum philosophy जानने लगे.
Yes, otherwise Avni takes up over our job.
Avni will be like, ask me questions.
Yes, so yes, but we can't be as good as Avni. She's like,
of course.
Yeah. She. Anyways, ignore our spiel. You can still have your simple logistical basic questions. How do I do this? When can I do this? How does it work? Go ahead. You can at least ask, even though we may not answer the way you may want it to be.
So Dinesh, I was hoping to see some questions from you in chat.
Ratnesh and Vijay, a question I have is usually when we were kids, we were subjected to a lot of punishment to correct our behavior or something that we don't turn in the homework on time or something like that. So we grew up with this notion that punishment is a way of correcting kids. So I mean, my parents punished me, so I also punish my child sometimes. So how can I change this? Because I've been struggling with this a lot. My son has some temper tantrum sometimes. It could be anything. Something triggers him off. Either he's not feeling well inside, he's having some sensory problems. So it could be his favorite book and he can tear it to shreds within minutes. So such things really, I try to keep my calm as much as possible, but sometimes I just explode. I say things that I regret later, or I hit him, or I do something that I really regret later, but I can't, control myself in some situations. So what should I do in those times when things go really out of hand and I have no way else to handle it?
Okay, so at one level you are already part of Jagriti. This is a full Jagriti question. So I would say wait till you finish Jagriti, and maybe then this question will have a different nuance or color to it than what it is now. Right. So in that sense, I will defer the major chunk of it to the Jagriti program, since you are already part of it. But from an open learning perspective, I'll again go back to the same. You all might say this guy is stuck there, but to me that is the essence of open learning, is again co-creation. Suppose I'm your child and we both had a fight just now. Right, and you let's assume within quotes behaved rudely, or you lost your temper, I lost my temper, we both lost our tempers, or whatever happened. Let's say I didn't lose, but you lost in this case. Now what? I would again go back. Now, whatever has happened is beautiful. This whole losing of temper, isn't it beautiful? It's just a thunderstorm. And when the thunderstorm is passed, and maybe in the evening or night or tomorrow morning, I can again sit with the child and I can again co-create. I can again put the whole thing on the table and say, come on, let's see what we can see in this, what we can understand in this. Now, again, don't think that co-creation has to be through words. Co-creation is through involvement, not necessarily always through words. Yeah. So it's not about, don't think of co-creation as something which is like talking, not at all. Right? It is about it's about being together in a space and knowing that we are just together. That's it, neither higher nor lower. And it's not that I cannot so-called misbehave, and it's not that the child cannot misbehave. It's not that the weather doesn't misbehave, right? It can be a sudden thunderstorm, or it could be a nice cool breeze, or it could be totally quiet. So all of this is part of the weather. So it isn't about, again, an answer to the whole thing. It's about, that's part of the journey. That's the spice.
Yeah. As someone who hasn't done Jagriti yet, I from my own thinking and open learning perspective, I feel it's a learning opportunity to understand ourselves. The fact that you do think about it and regret should not remain with you. That's one thing that I have seen helps a lot in showing that we as parents are not perfect, right? That we have our own things that we are learning ourselves, that it's not that we have the solution and you have to fit into that solution. That's not the message that we want to convey to our child or children. So or to our colleagues or to our parents, right? I mean, to anybody for that matter, that we ourselves are learning, and that we are open to learning and changing. So in some sense, I would say connect, not just co-create, but also connect, and find out how he felt, and also, how would he want you to deal with such situations now that both of you are out of that situation. How would he want you to deal with that situation, right? Maybe he will say, do something visual that can, wake me up from this. Hold your white kerchief or wave your white kerchief, and I don't know. I mean, work with him and see what he feels. He will recognize and say that, okay, I better back off now, or something's really wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, stuff like that.
I would actually like to add something to this, because I've been a mom of postpartum depression, and I had punished my children a lot, and I also had this regret. So I wanted to tell Bindu ma'am that actually this is not you who's actually punishing your child. This is actually the unhealed parts of you that is hurting the child, because you're really a good mother, and that is why you're regretting after doing that, giving that punishment. So it is something that is unhealed inside you. You have to correct that. So once you correct that, automatically you'll feel that punishment it will not work. And also you have to teach your child that whenever he gets angry, he has to see you like how calm you are. He has to learn that from you, because you are doing this as a chain. Like your parents did this to you, and you're doing automatically. I mean, we do that. So you have to break the chain. I mean, it should stop with you. You have to break the chain of punishing, and your child, he shouldn't know that you are there is a thing like punishment. So it's in your hands to break the chain or continue it.
Thank you, Shafri.
Okay, so I think we are nearing 6:30, so maybe we can pause here. Just as a reminder, one that, so three quick reminders. One is that all the videos from all the previous webinars, and we have been doing it for more than a year, every single Saturday, so they're all there on our website. Okay. Also, that we are available to, if you want to connect one-to-one to understand open learning specifically, if you have some questions which you will prefer to ask one-to-one, so you can always, connect with us on mail, on WhatsApp, on phone. And also the invitation that we are there every Saturday in the coming Saturdays, so you're most welcome to join us again with your additional questions or additional perspectives and Yeah, and maybe meet other community members of Arohi, because different members keep dropping into these Saturday webinars. So yeah, thank you for joining in, and yes, and stay connected. And as I said, the real fun is in having togetherness, not just within the family, but also within all the people who are wanting to do open learning in any form. Yeah. So thank you, and have a nice weekend.